Still doing the thing with the camera, yep. So, anyways, um, seemingly sometimes every day, these very, very mentally insane criminals come up with some other thing that they're taking away from me, apparently, in a profound, murderous, ferocious insanity. Okay, so, God has got it in their head, apparently, that I enjoy watching myself talking on a live stream. So they've got it on black when I'm actually watching it. I'm not kidding you. It's never ending. The end is when they finally die. Absolutely. So it's been a very long, we're in the 14th year of it now, waiting for these beings to die. So, anyways, um, registered at my food pantry because, as I reported yesterday, um, it's that again. Okay, with the SNAP. Now they're refusing to recertify the SNAP card, and I don't know if that's a topic. And then I react to it, and then they write more topics as I wait for God to finally kill them. Okay, so in terms of the church, people that won't stop confining me into rooms and things and in an internet prison, and then again trying to starve me. Uh, I don't know if that's to move me around a land piece and that generates more talking. I don't care. Okay. So when people refuse to stop doing that and they act like they're running a new government through this, God has to kill them. Okay, God has to kill them. So in terms of the cancers, it's many, many things. But what it comes down to is you're a different species and you refuse to stop keeping me a hostage and trying to murder me. And you can't take my children. So it's a mass extinction. Not you can ever somehow come back here and live in any type of coexistence, never mind harmony with me, or seemingly any other species. Beating down, I would assume, somewhere along the line, some sort of bobcat and wolf to domesticate them, as you call, is not living in harmony with them. Okay, so you're clearly at the point now in your descent where you're trying to do it to human beings. And then we become new pets of yours, like a dog or a cat. So clearly, God's got to get rid of you now. That's pretty severe brain illness. It's part of being profoundly mentally retarded, like an animal, not a person anymore. Well, it doesn't really matter because I got to walk there now, anyways. But uh, yeah, just there's got to be people as soon as a clock clicks to 8 o'clock, they're on that thing. You don't even want to shop with those beings, honestly. You don't want to shop with those beings. I explained it to some woman who's probably one of them because she was wanted to know why she couldn't get an earlier time, and I explained it to her. These people are probably super aggressive. I'm not sure you want to shop with them. Get it? If they're going to be first every single time, they're going to push you the fuck out of the way. It's not worth it. So, anyways, yeah, because that's 2 weeks in a row now. Because usually I'm not doing it that early in the morning. It slips my mind and it doesn't matter to me what time I go. Clearly, in the summertime, I'd want to go earlier because it's hot. But, anyways, they just drive cars. They don't care about anything or anyone but themselves. And then that becomes every week is a competition, and that's a life that I'm not partaking in. That's why we're supposed to have snack cards. Just everything has got to be like we're shopping for toilet paper. I didn't partake in that madness either. That is not fun to me. It's embarrassing. So, anyways, what the heck was I going to say? 2 weeks in a row, it says there's an 8:30 when you click on it. Well, if you're trying to get something early, don't even bother next week. Just click right on the 9 o'clock. They're never going to give you the 8:30, whatever that is. And it's wasting your time while you're trying to register. So all I got to do today is take my walk. I got to put these things. I got to switch out my water bottles. I did my twice a days, and now this is my once a day with these frozen water bottles. I cut open one of those lemons finally. It's still good too. Those lemons last a wicked long time. I must have got them from the food pantry. We must be going to have some protesters again today. Some cops are out there. I think it's basically during the week. I don't think they're out there on the weekends. They're protesting some sort of job site over there. Because, yeah, it looks a little bit weird. It's probably just to draw attention to it in case people didn't know. You're like, I don't even know what existed over there before, but I don't know if Tommy looked it up online or something, or he talked to them. He said they were building apartments over there. You just go, oh my God. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. You wait and see, I guess. I don't know all things. I just have a different sort of view of reality in terms of the level of dying. I don't know if there's going to be needed any more building, to be honest. I understand it because these people aren't dead yet in the cities where there's like obviously probably at least 1 million housing units. I'm sure it's probably millions of housing units. Yeah, so you just go. You'd have to look up the population of Boston. Quincy is supposedly 100,000 people. There's supposedly 51,000 housing units. So I don't know how many people they're planning on stacking up in one area, as opposed to just waiting for these folks to finally die and then you move more people into that area. But I can understand it because if these people out here in the the Boondocks are getting ill and they're not going to be able to drive and they won't stop shutting off SNAP food cards. You just go, there's nowhere to stuff all these people and they won't stop what they're doing because it's a profound insanity. Okay? It's clearly a profound insanity. They think people pile up in a bed together. Oh, yeah. Profound insanity like a monkey clan. You're just going to live on top of each other. So, taking people's children, forcing them to live with other people, year 14. So, I got nothing to do with anything these things are doing. They long since veered off of any transition plan they were given to help them, and now they're just being euthanized. So, I've had enough of being forced to be completely stressed out over fucking nothing. Pardon my French. So, in terms of the church, if people were ever piling into churches and wondering about why God would give people cancer, you took the Virgin Mother's children. You took the Virgin Mother's 6 minors, as I told you in 2011. Because clearly I was fully visible all over the internet before they had a chance to block me. Okay, you took the Virgin Mother's 6 minors, you took our house, and we're in the 14th year of it. You continuously trying to murder me. I'm the human being, and you can't extinct my species. So people are using thermonuclear weapons to kill you all, and clearly that's all part of God's plan. So that is why. It's like, you're not good people. The greatest of respects. Good people are going out of their way trying to help me not be fucking literally starved to death by you things because you're so monstrously fucking insane. And I don't want to keep having to talk about it. You are nothing in my reality. You're never being freed. You revealed to everybody in 2020 that can never happen when you used face masks as another excuse to deny me water. Not even just food, obviously food too, but water. So you're never going to be quote unquote freed, regardless of what you're doing to the literal poor. Only the literal poor care about SNAP food cards. Get it? You're grossly, ferociously sick and cruel and insane. So, any insanity about you're trying to free something, you are not trying to free something. Okay? You're trying to murder a human being in full public view for no reason. So you're being put down. That's why you're getting cancer and dying. Some people are getting ill and passing on to get the hell out of here because of this madness that's been going on here since 2008. And then honestly, I'm sure each and every one of them, and they don't have to feel bad about it, when they exit this physical body, do not care what happens to you folks here. Okay, just, right. We don't want to become you. We don't want to become psychopathic, but I don't think we can be. That's a psyche that a human being doesn't possess, but don't expect us to care somehow. You're not getting any medical. You did it to yourselves. Not I direct orders. I reported to you what was on your own news. I'm not a medical doctor. You expect people with thinking minds to keep you alive when this is all you keep doing here? No. There's no reason for it. Even if you thought you took over a country, it's the same effing people in charge. You didn't take over a country. It's the same people that are monstrously, ferociously insane. Okay? Just for the love of all holy. If you were wondering about your mental insanity, you're supposed to be Christians. Okay? You're not me. Stop trying to be atheists. You don't even know what that means. You absolutely don't know what an atheist is. It means you're against the theory. It was explained several times. the theory that you try to reason reality because you won't accept reality. Okay? That's what an atheist is. They're against your theory. Not they're against God. They're not even against the Holy Bible. Right. Atheism is not a series of oppositional disorder, by the way, where you just argue everything everybody says. I think I should be good in these sneakers for the next 2 days. And then Thursday, I'll probably have to wear those black ones again. Just as an FYI, too, for the criminals and if anybody else can hear me, since I came up here, because I did not use, that's not actually true. I almost misspoke. I did have SNAP units in Florida briefly, which should seem insane too, because a person would not divorce me and would not give me money to buy food for his own fucking children. Okay, so when I first came up here, I had nothing I could use here. I left him the SNAP food card. Okay. So after the DCF thing, I left him the SNAP food card. I did not come up here of my own free will. So if people are changing things, I'm correcting you again. If you mixed up February of 2011 and November of 2011, okay, I did not come here of my own free will. You can look it up. I was flown here on a one-way plane ticket the day after Thanksgiving, November of 2011. Okay. So someone actually used DCF. I would assume they thought they were doing it to get my house or to use that against me in a divorce. And clearly those people are all doomed, damned, and going to die. Okay. So just to reiterate that. Clearly, Almighty God explained to you that he does talk to me. I'm the Virgin Mary, hence the 2 5-star and the print of the nail, eye of horse, all this stuff going on. But yet still, year 14, it gets worse and worse by the year, not better. Okay? So, churches exist basically to be Christians for suggestion for wildly insane, murderous animals. I'm not trying to make people feel bad that go to church. That's not what I meant. But if you ever started wondering why the church was doing certain things, keep that in mind. Okay, like they're trying to control murderously insane animals all over my land piece that are trying to murder people or are murdering people. So the power of suggestion works wonders on mentally retarded people. And when they're primates, even more so. So it's better to keep it sort of positive. And I get some of the stuff about the surgeries and giving them restaurants and stuff. I get all that. But my function right now is to explain to these people why they're all dying, and that should help keep them calm. They don't walk anywhere? Okay. They have too much body fat? Not it's a conspiracy against them. The doctors themselves have brain disease because God's doing it so that they can't help them stay alive because they don't want to stay alive here. Okay, you clearly don't want to stay alive here. You keep trying to use the Virgin Mother like murder by suicide. You ever hear that? Like suicide by cop? You're trying to do suicide by Virgin Mother, and I don't have a firearm. And clearly, the people with the firearms are not willing to kill you. So, the stuff that you're doing, maybe try a cop. I don't want to put their lives in danger. Don't bring a firearm. But if you want to be dead that badly, these people answering a phone at a DTA office, maybe you should attack the police and not the Virgin Mother. It just really sickeningly insane. I can't call out and tell people to give you medical care. They told me that they weren't going to give you medical care, and they left here. And the ones that are here are all brain sick. They can't treat you because it's your extinction. God set it up so that they wouldn't be able to keep you alive because of this. You were told numerous times, you had to remove me from 4 acres when the entire land piece is mine, and you can't extinct my species. So you can no longer exist in this physical form on planet Earth. So in order to not exist in this physical form on planet Earth, you have to die. I don't know why that would be a surprise. You were told to stop breeding and you refuse it. So yeah, you're going to bury numerous children. We would hope to God you're not going to die and leave all these orphans here that no one's going to take care of, by the way. I don't know what you think I'm going to do with the pile of demented, retarded animals that you stop producing. You won't stop producing. I don't know what you think I'm going to do with that. They'll be even less able to care for themselves than you people are. So anyway, it's day 2 of my walk. That's like minimal to even live here, to survive at all. The basics things, not you're going to show me how I need you with the SNAP food card as you keep hoarding things. Okay? That is, I don't need you. I have a food pantry. Those people I need right now, but I'm sure they know. I mean, really? You're not going to teach me to steal food. Not a criminal. It's part of your damnation. That's why you have a system set up. That you don't shut off people's bank accounts. You don't shut off people's Social Security. You just keep attacking the Virgin Mother and your profound insanity. That has no meaning, but that you're profoundly insane. So I'm done dealing with you. I already started thinking in my mind, eventually a stroller or a car will materialize, I'm sure. But I already started thinking in my mind what I could actually carry back there. If I don't get any canned goods, yeah, it's just the produce is heavy too. But in terms of like the meat and the breads and the desserts, that's pretty easy to, yeah, that's not that much weight. Again, right, you're forcing someone who's going to be 53 years old and has a medical condition now to walk back and forth like that. So not you're completely deranged, and it's part of mental derangement where you force us to walk more and starve us over a thing. Like, you're profoundly insane. Trust me. What you're doing isn't new. That can't make any sense to make me stop walking, right? But that's generally what a primate would do when you can't physically fucking bat me down because you're deranged. You actually think that's a thing to do when it's not, like at the train. I doubt many people in real life think that was crazy, by the way. Once you realize they literally did park the train there, and there was a guy standing there laughing who wouldn't get off the train and never said anything about why it was parked there, then you realize it's not crazy. If you paid any attention to that train, you would realize that. Right. I told you it's a daily walk. I was doing that walk like basically every single day. I wasn't doing this walk then. I was doing that walk like every day. So, and that's where I put my trash. Right. You just go, I know the schedule. Like the train never stays there like that. How did I take a photograph of it? That was a long time. It was way longer than the other day when I knew that was too long, too. I mean, they took photographs of me. That's what that lawyer chick showed me. You go, yeah, how are they able to do that? Why was the train there like that? Get it? They proved their own madness. Not they proved something bad about me. And I don't give a fuck what's bad about me to deranged fucking animals. A train is not a fucking grocery store, face mask assholes. Trains aren't free, and that's not a fucking grocery store. Clearly, a lot of people have been shut off the internet, and these people have a complete false sense of reality all around them. All around them, these people. Obviously, it's not going to be success. The Virgin Mother is a lone wolf. I mean, that's how deranged these things are. They would make up an entire fake internet if I ever interacted with them to try to give me a complete false sense of reality. And then I show up somewhere in fucking military gear at a mall to kill people. And they think that's fucking funny. Guess what? God doesn't think it's fucking funny. Well, I think in terms of other people, right? Because occasionally I talk to other people in real life, not just on this thing. I did actually try to renew it. They won't renew it. And no, they've never done that before. Okay, so that's a warning to other people. If you renewed it before this madness started, just so you're prepared, right? Luckily, there's probably not a lot of people like myself that just have a SNAP food card. Okay, like people on Social Security only get like $15 a month on a SNAP card, so a lot of people don't even have it. So that's why they have a one card system at the food pantry to prevent just mobs of people, and then a person who actually has no other way to get food is forced out of right. Hopefully, all the food pantries are doing that now. Okay, because right, people get extremely sick and they will show up there because they're going to pretend that they're doing me, and they will literally starve me to death when they have incomes, cars, housing. There's people that go outside and lay on the ground for no reason and pretend they're homeless, like that Lupus Mary person. Okay, so I'm sure you've got many people trying to use food pantries that have no reason to be doing that. I've asked them before, right? Everybody understands you want more money somehow. Okay, everyone understands that, but I have no other way to get food. They won't even renew a SNAP food card now. So I don't know if people think that I'm some sort of a wacko and I won't do this and I won't do that. They won't renew the thing. They won't give me housing. They won't renew a SNAP food card. They won't. Now they're telling me I don't qualify for health insurance. Good. Thank God. Thank you, God, I don't qualify for fucking health insurance. Since I have a do not treat. Okay? You're not going to use your Social Security to force me to see a person who isn't even a fucking doctor. Okay? That's called human experimentation. You're not doing it on the virgin fucking mother. Fuck yourself. Now they're trying a new fucking atrocity just to stress the fuck people out, and it's probably not even true, but you'll have monsters trying to make it true. They know what they're doing when they make these stories. So now people are going to be outside for 3 months a year because you can't be in a shelter. And then during the 3 months, apparently you have to interact with deranged people and nothing but radium. Like I said, if you haven't been outside in the last couple of days, okay, that's reality. All this other nonsense is animals trying to keep their false reality going and a complete derangement of the minds. That's reality, nothing but radium. So, nothing but radium with no medical care. But yet, we're still going to tell people they can't have a fucking SNAP food card. We're going to keep 400 houses empty in fucking Plymouth because we're still going to live in a fantasy world where eventually Mary's going to have to talk to you. So just waiting for God to kill you. Like I told you, I felt it was the same group of people. I still believe that because of people that renounced and just everything that happened in 2008 and 2009. Where people literally bought housing just so people couldn't get into it. If just by chance someone gave you a Section 8 or you worked, just so you couldn't rent the house out. Okay? And then they think that you're going to have to live with them or pay attention to them. Okay, so I'm waiting for God to kill them. They don't even like shelters. As bad as the shelters are, they don't even want people to have an emergency shelter to go to. They want to go out in the street and pick up a person and make it their literal prisoner. So God has to kill them. They're completely disgustingly insane. Just, I'm your navigator and I will help you make connections within the community. The fuck you will. That's why people go to fucking prison, yo. That video with that woman that's Indian, and I think she lives in the UK, and there's a fucking animal crawling on his hands and knees while she's doing a video. And that's her fucking advocate? He'd be fucking dead, and I'd be in prison. I have a fucking advocate. That's why God doesn't allow that shit. Yeah, like you get one of those and she's all over YouTube for the fucking world to see going, what am I looking at? So that people understand what God is doing and why. Right? You don't have to be afraid of it. You just go, oh my God. Some of them are made to believe that things are going to be possible to do when they're not. And then I think they become aware of that eventually, and then God sort of explains to them why they can't rebirth. But just no human being wants to do that. All right, like no human being has a fantasy about trapping another person that has to be with them. That's fucking gross. No human being does that. That's an animal. That's an animal psyche. Here's an example of me, by the way, in terms of understanding my species. Yeah, some people do have an interest in other species. I would say they're probably my species, but the other species really doesn't seem to have that much interest in other species. But um, in 2011, the creator presented to me that he could create a person, okay, that has to be like my mate. And I said, no, I didn't want that. Okay, so I'm sure you probably were presented with a similar thing and you all said you wanted that, right? Which can't make sense because you're not monogamous. But just so you know, if you were presented with that and you said yes, you're not a human being. You're certainly not Mary Gladys because I said, no, I don't want that. It's not that I wouldn't want to mate, but I don't like the concept of God making the person go out with me, even though that should make sense. If they're created to be my mate, he essentially did that, but I guess I wasn't thinking of it like that. So other people have weird thoughts. You definitely don't want to be, if you're my species, you don't want to be with the person who answered that with the yes, because that is, they don't even care if they just want a robot. Talk about Stepford wives. Like obviously you're still a person, but God knows who's compatible. Right. And not, it's like love potion number 9. No. Because it matters how I treat a person, Brian Buchanan. Okay, it matters how I treat a person, and it matters how you treat me. Yeah, just because if you were in a thing and you thought you could, I don't know what it is. I don't see a human being doing that, so it's probably a moot point. But just how my mind works, I went, no, I don't want that. That seems weird to that person, like they're not even a person. But these things don't care if you're a person. Get it? Different species. Definitely different species. That's probably why they get bored so often, because that is pretty boring. Just anything you do and say, and just they can never get away from you. That's like a gross gorilla. That is nasty. Yeah, like obviously, if you're compatible, you wouldn't want to get away from each other. But just, yeah, it's like sometimes the other species can't understand God's questions, but I do. It makes sense to me. So, probably. I really don't like that because I think it excuses things for the other species, and I just don't like it because it's not actually true. Yeah, it's not actually true. Like they constantly want to be in this thing about manifest destiny and God is in control. Like, because they don't have any personal responsibility. Even the ones that are trying to pretend they're a dominant gorilla have no personal responsibility. That doesn't make any sense. You're responsible for everything, not you shift change into different characters. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to be doing this, right? And then whatever it is you do, but you shake a tree and the rain stops. You don't get to pretend, oh, I'm not the dominant gorilla. I don't know what to do. Get it? Because you're not. You're neutered. You're neutered animals. You're not. You don't have a dominant. That's why you don't make any effing sense. So, anyways, in a regular thing, you have one figure that doesn't do that. They don't shift around. You have to literally like dominate the other being and become them. Not you just go, oh no, I'm not the dominant, but yet that I'm the dominant. No, I'm not the dominant. And then that's how you should have known that you didn't assimilate into the dominant. You didn't do it. You're a pussy ass, right? You weren't created to assimilate into a dominant ever. What was I saying right before that about? Oh, yeah, because I don't like that whole concept. Okay, so I prefaced it with that to explain beforehand, before your brain goes, yeah, so we're supposed to do it. No, you're not. That's right. It's like, no, you're not. God's effing extincting you. So, no, you're not. So, anyways, um, yeah, I guess it's probably just for me to get through the rest of the thing where you go, how the fuck, uh, just how the fuck did you do all of this to me? And you literally, you must have known you were going to just go poof, right? That's fucking insane of thought. And then you just go, if God ever presented to me and just went, all right, this is, he probably did. This is, before I got here in 1971, this is the deal. It's all going to go like this, right? But then this is going to happen. But as the result of this is never going to happen again to anyone. That there's not going to be the other species. All of it is like a huge distraction with the topics discussion and shit to keep them occupied. Because clearly human beings don't do this. They don't abuse children. They don't have 47 children. They don't do all this fucked up shit. It's just a moot thing that keeps them distracted. Well, it's part of keeping them calm when it's explained to them everything they've done. Because then they accept their termination. Yeah, you just go, yeah, I guess, yeah, we're fucked. And they're glad there's no hell. And then they can become a stout or something. But I doubt they're going to be a stout or a weasel because I like those. They can't be a stout or a weasel because they'd come and stop biting me. They wouldn't be friendly things that I watch and laugh at. Okay, so not going to be possible. It's got to be, you things are going to be something like I told you, primates don't exist on North America. You can look it up. You're not supposed to be here at all. Like your science says you're a primate, and then you look it up and go, that's right. We're not even supposed to be on North America. No shit. You're not supposed to be. So you're being removed from North America. And it doesn't matter how many of you pile in here, you're just going to die. That's called radium. You won't survive. So I'd have no concerns about that. I have no concerns about people trying to tell me and terrorize everybody. Ha ha ha. All these people are pouring in. They're going to die. It's called radium. They don't have my immunity. They would stay where they were. It's planet wide. They'd be probably a hostage somewhere on another land piece. Get it? I know, you just go, I don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. I don't care about that. And they know I don't care about it. So it seemed a thought to keep shutting off a SNAP food card after all of this. Now you've got no doctors. I'm sure that's probably got something to do with it. Because when they're doctors, okay, to be a doctor, you can only lose so much brain matter and still be a medical doctor. Okay. So a doctor is not even a pharmacist. A doctor doesn't run a shelter. A doctor doesn't work for DTA. A doctor isn't a talking head on a television. Okay. I'm not a medical doctor either. Like a medical doctor can only lose so much brain matter before they can't practice medicine anymore. Okay. So a doctor would know that you doing this to me indicates serious brain illness and an absolute refusal to stop what you're doing. And they know what dementia is. They know what end stage dementia is. And when you start doing this shit with the food, it's over. The doctors knew that. Okay, because they've already studied people like Barbara for centuries. So they know that. So I don't know if that's something you folks didn't realize when you started this endeavor with me. I told you point blank to stop shutting off the SNAP food cards. I told you that. So anyway, that's why you have no doctors, because you wouldn't listen. So, well, there's palliative care. Believe me, I got issues myself, so I'm a do not treat. I mean, I just figured if something catastrophic, as you call it, happened, I'd have to have end of life medication. I wasn't planning on having any medical treatments. Yeah, I mean, I'm not burying children. There's already videos of the parents where the mother has lung cancer and the daughter has leukemia. So, well, it doesn't mean that those people per se are bad, but this is not a good place right now. So, and there's other forms of life. Like, I think it's interesting, this thing about the allosaurs, because, yeah, I don't know if there's really more of them, though, or if that has something to do with your presence here in this bodily form. It's interfering with the ecosystem. So it's a good example of a species that did a job and then it had to change into something else. I think that's really good for your species, and to come out of this denial that you're going to recycle back here. It's not going to happen. We don't have to have a debate about how you're going to overcome all of your whatever and God's going to forgive you when you don't have a human psyche. So it's because of your present form that you would even be doing that. Most people want to live in a bliss. Most people want to be happy. So, well, it does do that thing. I don't know. It does do that thing. They were saying something about its spine as a long tail. And I was wondering, because you see it in the snow, I was like, what were you making rivers? Were you breaking up rocks or something with that huge body? Yeah, just, you saw how much smaller, if that's true, you saw how much smaller they got, and then there could be more of them probably. Okay, so that's what I can see from your species. It takes time for the invention of the automobiles and the extricating the crude oil to burn it. But from what I can tell, that's your entire job as a species. So, I personally don't believe you're supposed to cut down all those trees. So, if you could stop doing that. Right, just focus on the driving and the heating oil in the wintertime. So that's an important job, just like the dinosaurs. I mean, when you say the dinosaurs, is that an insult? You don't even know what their intelligence level could have been. I don't know how that's an insult, just the way that your species is so cerebral, but yet none of it is actually knowledge. But you think it is. I'm sure just to go, wait a minute, all of that thinking meant nothing. Not my thinking means nothing. Please stop projecting out to be what God tells you about yourselves. Ethics are pretty important for a human species. Okay? Exercise physiology is pretty important for a human species. Literature, art, jokes, that's pretty important for a human species. Being a proper mother is pretty important for a human species. Knowing how to cook things is important for a human species. Like I said, not you destroy the mother and then say that you're going to own a restaurant. Just cook in your own kitchen. What was wrong with your public housing kitchens and your Section 8 houses that you got for nothing? They don't have kitchens in them? That's a facet of a screwed up animal right there. Okay, that's all your species does. That's all your species does. Okay? I don't need your help cooking food. How would I even buy the food at your restaurant? Why would I want your hands all over my fucking food? I had my own goddamn fucking kitchen. Really? Remember that shit? Oh, the grocery store's closed, so here we are. I mean, I get it, but if they didn't understand why people went, oh my fucking God, someone's got to kill you things. I don't need your help. That's why I go, what the hell is the point of this phone call? You won't renew a SNAP food card, but why are you even answering this phone? Help with what? It becomes spooky, doesn't it? Oh yeah, just people so fucking insane. You're just like an able-bodied person. You won't leave the fuck alone. Up the hill again, and then tell me how I need your fucking help. Not a place for that in these physical bodies. Okay? I don't even think that's a good reason to have children, but that's why your species has children. It is like freakish and grotesque to look at. Beings that think that everybody has a fucking purpose and everybody has a job that's important, no matter how retarded and disabled you are. Except the mother. The mother has no fucking important job. Exactly. So you things have got to fucking go. The Virgin Mother, okay, the High Priest has no fucking job. The Perfect Mother has no fucking job. The Like a Psychiatrist has no fucking job. But a retard has a job. And it's going to make sandwiches and you're going to buy it with what? What am I going to buy it with? And that's going to stop all these fucking free electrons. And that's going to make 14 more Earths for all these fucking retarded beings to live on? No. Gotta go. Got to go. It's all about love, Mary. And if we just see how mean she is, if we just all huddle on top of each other like this, and then Father God will do something. Please die the fuck off. Just keep driving those fucking cars around, murdering people, saying that you're all about love. Please die the fuck off. All due respect. So anyway, it's another good way that God's explaining to you why all your children are going to die. Okay. Because you're not my species, so you weren't expected to Exodus 20. Okay. It's like a squirrel. I raise human beings. So you can't capture all of my, say I was a squirrel and you captured all of these newborn squirrels and you tried to put a fucking smock on them and have them run a register at McDonald's. That's how fucking insane you are. 100% straight out, God's gonna fucking kill you. You're that insane. You cannot steal 6 human children and try to force them to be a fucking monkey. So God is killing you. Right. They're going to sit in a fucking car. They're going to kill everybody. They're going to push out 14 unsurvivable fucking offspring. They're going to work a restaurant. They're going to cut down 14 fucking trees. Profound insanity. They probably did that too. You probably had a Christian family on 25 acres of land where they were observing wildlife and shit. And you fucking took them out of their house and cleared the place and built 14 fucking houses on it and killed all those fucking animals. Just like I explained about the other house. If they were bats living in that fucking attic up there, you have to be put down. You have to be fucking euthanized. You forced people out of a house and you covered it in fucking plastic and then handed it to another fucking bunch of monkeys and put me on the fucking street to die. So you're 100% being put the fuck down. Absolutely. You ripped up a woman's fucking, what were those? Azaleas or something that you probably can't even buy in a fucking store. You murdered fucking bats in a fucking thing. That was where God had them hiding. So you can't extinct fucking bats. So you're 100% being fucking put down. You gave a fuck about fucking mice. Please. Right, you didn't go and fix up a house and hand it back to them. You tried to fucking kill me out in Quincy. I'm sure you've been long since fucking done in terms of the planet with the nuclear weapons after that shit. That bit of fucking bullshit right there. You're going to stick her in a nursing home and throw me on the fucking ground to kill me and take another fucking house. Hey, how's it going? There was one of them yesterday. I have no idea, but that a dude should not be fucking talking to me on a sidewalk. That's all I know. And as soon as you say that, 4 of them will fucking show up there. I say nothing. I walk by and then it's just, I utter shit to the fucking ear. Oh, yeah. Just, I used to walk on my fucking 4 acres. I got to walk on 4 acres and some fucking disgusting dude is there going, hey, how's it going? No, that's why you fucking do this shit to people. So you're being put the fuck down. It's part of gross insanity because you're fucking animals. You're not people. They clearly already asked you things, what the fuck you're doing with all these hostages and Holocaust victims, and you keep telling them they're not engaging with you because you're grossly fucking insane. It probably, you're so fucking gross that you still won't hear that you're not birthing human beings. We have nothing to do with you is what God is telling you. Not you doing a fucking joke. Like, yeah, you're told you don't house me, so that means, okay, we don't have to house you. That's not what it fucking means. It's not okay. Bury 4 more fucking children in the ground. Keep telling yourselves, oh no. I mean, and your families have to listen to you fucking talking too. No, it's okay. We don't house her. What the fuck is this? Why is another one of my fucking children dead? And that I know even the ones that were married, their husbands probably fucking left them already. Just we are fucking done. 4 more videos about how black men can't survive cancer. Did you talk to someone on the phone today? Like I said, I would say that they probably went into the DTA computers again and did that, right? Because it says the next load is April 8th. They're going in there and they're not even supposed to be doing it anymore. And it might be like that since 2020. Each and every fucking time I go in there, they're not even supposed to be doing that. And they fucking pretend that it's just a recertification. I wouldn't know that. They won't fucking tell the truth. Right. You just go, anybody could go, recertification. We haven't done it like the fucking Social Security office. We haven't done recertification since 2020. No shit. So God is explaining to people why you all have to die. Like you cannot coexist on earth with me. So yeah, like that's why I said more. We don't lie, but you go. I could see that that's where this weasel family came from, the Allosaurs. Not that's a joke. No. When you're medically altered and you're mentally retarded, most things coming out of anybody's mind probably sounds funny and like a sex joke. That's part of being altered. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine you're a Harvard fucking professor and you're teaching evolution and some person keeps fucking bursting into laughter as you're talking? You would have to remove that student from your class for sure. Like something's definitely wrong with the person that they keep doing that. Yeah. You just go, I don't understand what's funny. Okay. I don't think any of us want to know what the fuck is funny there. It's cold, so I don't know. I know. I'm up early and I don't have to do arms or anything, and I'm already dressed. I just have to brush my teeth. So I don't want to leave. I don't want to go out too early because it looks kind of yucky out. What am I going to do today in terms of? I think it's probably best I don't stop at the store today, given my very little funds. For no reason. Just whatever like horrifying monsters would make up is still going on the land piece today. Like, did they know that they were being printed money like that because they're monsters that are violent and scary? Did they know that? Right, like the perceptions of why that's going on while I'm like this. What's the perceptions there? It's part of your father god, as you call them. It's part of your leaders terrorizing you and me. And clearly, I want nothing to do with you things, okay? Because you don't care what was happening to me when I actually cared what was happening to you. So I'm done with you. I don't want to be turned into something I'm not by your horrifying, vicious insanity. So I ignore you things completely. But in terms of like the churches and stuff, it's the Passover. There's other forms of life. It's just not going to work out on planet Earth for you in this bodily form because there's not going to be any more slaves or fuel. I myself am not interested in viewing any more of the horrifying insanity that these monsters have done on this land piece. I'm already sort of aware of it. They started like changing, they started making up holidays for like people that are no one. Yeah, just they're wicked, grossly insane because they don't know anything else to do. That's distracting them from straight out raping and murdering people. So that's in case they didn't know why they were doing that. If that helps them take their fentanyl drinks when they realize they have cancer and there's no doctors, that's the only reason you were doing that stuff. When you're psychopaths anyway, so when you're doing whacked out stuff where you constantly want to destroy America and destroy anything that was like traditional America, it's the same thing they do in every government system. You're not against the government. Okay, you took over the government. You are the government. You're not trying to get rid of the government. You're not trying to free anyone. You're monstrously insane animals that God contains within a government system. Okay, so not the people that were running a government 20 years ago are evil. You have to have the government to control you because you're nothing but monstrously, murderously insane animals. Okay, so you should be able to see that by now because you've been doing this shit since 2008. Not you're gonna pretend to be 14 different characters and tell me you're not the government. You're answering a phone at .gov. You're the government. You're answering a phone at the DC Metro Police. You're the DC Metro Police. Okay? Not you're going, like at the hotel and being 14 people in 5 minutes. It's part of mental insanity. I mean, it could get to the point of uncomfortable where they really want to, right? Because it's the end of a life of a being whose brain binder is gone, and inwardly an animal. And so things just become wildly scary and insane and all over the place. Like the chick at Stop and Shop just screaming into the air. And because she wouldn't just give me the discount like you get with the Stop and Shop. Remember you when they had forget your card? They wouldn't do it. Three of them. And I was just like, oh my fucking God, how are these people this insane? I've never seen that before in my life. Is that commonplace, quote unquote, within the community? Yeah, that is that's going to be tough to grow up with. Going like people that are in a mimicry growing up with that, they clearly know, and so they take part in like the Nation of Islam and stuff to help control them because they know that they're insane. Um, so it's just like it's like a dominance, and they won't to the point of screaming into the air like that. And it doesn't even make any sense. Like she thought I was ordering her around. You're a cashier at Stop and Shop. I'm just trying to get the discount on the food that everyone else gets, and I don't have a card. The fuck is wrong with you? Three of them did it. Two of them were black. One of them was white, and the white one was obese. Clearly, the two black women were overweight, but the white woman was obese. You just go, they don't work there anymore. No, this was a decade ago. You go, what the fuck is wrong with you things? You feel like you're in the Twilight Zone. Yeah. You just go, at first, you begin to question your own sanity because you're like, are you a hallucination? Okay. So it's just you refuse to give me the discount because I don't have one of those cards. And then they wouldn't give me a card. They won't even give me one. I know, you just go, whoa. So you don't do Snap renewals on the phone? Okay, because you did last year. You have a high call volume? Maybe you weren't supposed to shut off my Snap Food card since 2020. Maybe you weren't supposed to shut off my 401 a month and then take out the money. Maybe you weren't supposed to do that either. I'm just waiting for you to die. You're in Quincy, right? Okay. It's 100,000 people, and then Boston too. They were already deemed criminally deranged, just like you folks. You wage war against the United States of America and its citizens. I'm a United States citizen. So you're waging a war against me, and the punishment is death. On top of the crimes against humanity, but treason alone, the punishment is death. That there's too many of you. You're not having a trial. No, they don't do it like that. So it's walking to a food pantry. So I tried. This is the other thing too they'll do is, and I'm sure, good luck getting a shopping cart or a stroller because it's the same thing as a fucking tent at this point. These things are that insane. They are going to make sure they extinct themselves. I'm not your species, okay? I'm not against you extincting yourselves. Me pushing food in a thing is so I can eat. You don't have to worry about trying to stop me from walking so you can extinct your whole species. You chose that by shutting off a fucking Snap Food card. I have no idea if that's why those people have strollers. But you go, if you had money to buy a stroller, do you have 401 a month or something and that's how you got them? Because, yeah, you're lucky to even have them. I got to tell you that because it's just like the tents. And that becomes the next thing. You got to have a debit card or a credit card. You go, how are you this monstrously insane? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ has a mother, right? Or Jesus. Who's the mother of Jesus? So clearly, Jesus isn't going to save you anytime soon since I'm Mary, 2 5-star. Okay. So you can forget that. She's going to come and fucking rescue you when you're doing this to Jesus' fucking mother. Da 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 do 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 da 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 do 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 da da. There'd be no fucking Jesus. You have no Jesus to save you because you took all my fucking children and I'm married. So you got no Jesus. You got no Jesus. You got no Buddha. It means budding. It's a fucking teaching about virology. Just like you're not a nephrological system and you're not a queen kidneys. I'm the queen kidneys. That is me. That's my previous. I'm the queen kidneys. I'm not a fucking character. 2 5-star print to the nail. I'm a fucking person. I represent a species, whether you like it the fuck or not. Where's all like here's Robin's gone. Squirrel. You probably hate fucking squirrels. Part of the prairie dog family, apparently. I'm learning stuff. I'm sure you don't like weasels. Even though they're cute as fuck, I'm sure you don't like weasels. And here they come, like a dinosaur. That was so funny. Eating the brains. You don't like weasels, but you're worried about rats again. Okay. Don't like weasels. You got coyotes forced to buddy up with what are they called again? That's that thing that hunter guy was talking about. Hunter child. Badgers. You got coyotes teaming up with badgers, but they don't team up with me. All right. No, we're not eating 2-year-olds. No. As funny as that is, though. They can't bite the turkey. I don't want animal bite in my food. Hello? They can't bite it. They got to knock it down. Like a bowling ball. Boom, and there it is. Boom. Grab it right by the legs. Yeah, they can't put their teeth in it. You just don't cook it. You don't cook it. They got to knock it down, just like your kid. Boom. I'm not eating a 2-year-old. Okay, so I'm not cooking one of them. I'm not cooking a 2-year-old Oz for you to eat. So whatever you do, it doesn't matter how many prairie dogs it kills. Don't cook it. And right, just keep cooking turkey and feeding it to it. But whatever it is, a bird, a squirrel, whatever it drags over to you or it drops, it's not supposed to be biting it, by the way. Whatever it does, don't cook it. And just keep cooking turkey and feeding it to it. Cooking chicken, feeding it to it. Yeah, I mean, you might go, wouldn't they believe it's a reward? Don't do it at the same time. You don't know how to train dogs? Whoa. Don't do it at the same time that they bring the stuff. Yeah. No. It's just, they'll get it eventually. You probably could. You could probably take like a half, you don't want to torture a turkey, but maybe you could tie its legs together and just leave it somewhere and see if it knocks it down. Right. And then be like, all right, let's go. And then knock it down and then take it so it can see you doing it and cook it. It's got to see you taking it and, chop and all that and cook it and feed it to it. It's obviously a highly intelligent animal. Do, 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 do. They're saying those ferrets can't survive in the wild. Is that true? Somebody like basically made a new type of weasel. Probably because it was eating mice in their house. That's what I would assume. You have one of those things, you're clearly not going to have any mice or rats in your house. But the thing is, they'll probably eventually run out of food. It's almost like you'd have to have a area where you're breeding those things. I know because you go there. That's the problem. They run out of food, and then a bird has to come in so they don't starve to death. I think it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a sad thing, but if you were gonna actually breed mice, then I'm sure it's pretty easy to breed mice in a fish tank. I'm sure it's pretty easy to breed mice. Yeah, that people probably do that have ferrets or like a weasel. If they like actually have a weasel living in their house, they probably breed mice. Yeah, because otherwise it will literally, like they told you, it will literally clear out your whole house and then it's got nothing to eat. I think in nature they come and do all those bunnies when there's too many of them or something, and then finally God has to send a bird to come and take it away, which is sad because they're so cute. They're cute, but you don't want them to starve to death. Yeah. Well, yeah, you hope he does that stuff when you're not looking, and then you go, "Where the heck is my weasel?" And then you're like, "Well, I guess my weasel will be back next year or something." Yeah, like that's why it's better not to actually, yeah. But I mean, if you were in a farmhouse, yeah, and you probably have to breed them in a fish tank, so your weasel constantly has something to eat. They didn't think of that in New York City. Just bring in a bunch of weasels. Haha. I don't know, man. Those things are pretty darn cute. They probably don't seem cute if they're biting you or snarling at you, but uh, those things are pretty darn cute. So you're probably not supposed to kill them, is what I'm saying. Yeah, when something is cute like that, it's cute like that for a reason. Just like raccoons. Well, people might have started to get worried about what's with people feeding and breeding raccoons until all of a sudden you have a band of bobcats show up. Okay, I was getting worried because I saw that we were helping them, and now there's 100 of them. But now I see it only seems like there's 75 of them. Okay. Mary's dastardly plan. I don't even realize I'm doing it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. What is that? Okay. This is why I didn't kill raccoons. You don't want to see one of those lynx things moving around like you're in Pink Panther. That would be. I would like to see that. Yeah, just whoa. What is that? That's what I was like. I think I was like standing in my house and I was like, what is that? I've never seen one of those in the yard before. I mean, I had been in the house for 3, 4 years at that point. You go, I've never seen that. It must have been a coyote. I was wondering if it was some sort of like tall fox or something. And yeah, it did the same thing it always does. It just stands there staring like it can see me. One showed up at that bench right on McGrath Highway outside the Stop and Shop one night because I was sleeping there. They don't bother me, but there's probably mice right there. Yeah, there's probably mice right in that area. And then it ran off, and I tweeted the police. I assume they saw it because I think they showed up. I tweeted the police so they would know, so they could protect the thing. I'm like, what the heck is that doing in a Stop and Shop parking lot? These people around here are insane. But then years later, when I was at the hotel, I walked up to that reserve and found out why. They were bringing dogs into a nature reserve like they're on a fox hunt. Someone's got to come here with firearms and get rid of you fucking people. I had to just walk away. I just went, and on the way there, some chick literally let her dog jump up on me. And you just go, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Some people, you probably see them start taking off in a fucking sprint because they know they're just gonna flip out. It's not funny, right? You just go, you can't bring your dogs in there. I know, you just go, what the fuck? That's a nature reserve. You're like, again, trying to extinct a species. That's their hiding place for the extinction. It says right at the opening, by the way, no dogs. They don't give a fuck. They do it in defiance like everything else. Like they're demanding to be beat the fuck. Like the dog is going to protect them. That's why they shoot your dog first. Anyways, probably someone might go, I had to shoot your dog because this is a protected area. There's a sign right there. We're tired of talking to you people. This is a nature reserve for these animals. That's why it says no dogs. I mean, we know what you're doing. You actually think that we don't know what you're doing? Out of your fucking mind. Boom. Dead dog. That's why I told you that day on my walk, when I was talking to myself, one day with the firearm, 45 dead dogs. I'm sure that might start happening in Yellowstone or whatever the fuck. You people bringing dogs in there on a leash to hunt animals that are on a fucking endangered species list. You're that deranged. It's a fucking nature reserve. Go take a look. In Quincy, they built a fucking hotel and people are going over there with their fucking dogs and it says no dogs. Yeah, God sends me on fucking walks for a reason. Just they'll send the National Guard, all right, not to help your ass in fucking Brockton, but to guard the national forest. Gone in the fucking mines. Boom. They're not gonna kill you, they'll kill your dog. You'll get arrested if you're out there trying to hunt fucking endangered species on a fucking nature reserve because you've gone so fucking batty. I don't know about the guys, right? I don't know about the guys. Like, that's what I'm saying. Are they shutting off people's fucking food cards and then they're being forced to kill geese? We'll have no fucking geese. You can't even blame them. What are they going to fucking starve? I was wondering what was going on because it seems like there's not as many geese as there was. Okay, you should really only be doing that if you're literally being starved. Not you're doing it for fun. I'm going to catch some geese and eat that. Are they cutting off your food? Because we have food in the grocery store. This isn't a fucking farm here. I get it. It sounds contradictory, right? Okay, you got to wait till these people die. Yeah, if you have an ability, if they are not doing this shit to you, I would really greatly appreciate if you people would use your funds for that and not fucking drugs and alcohol and ciggy butts. And then go, we're gonna kill pheasants. We saw some in Quincy. You saw 2 fucking pheasants. That's why they have to be protected. Duh. You didn't see 150 fucking pheasants. And then how long is that gonna last? Pheasants aren't peanuts. They got that shit at the grocery store. That's why we're supposed to have SNAP food cards. Yeah, I mean, you've got people taking a social security check to keep a fucking food pantry going at this point. It's so fucking insane. So, yeah, I would request that again. If you, I don't know if you thought you were supposed to do all that, you can have a SNAP food card unless they're doing to you what they're doing to me. And then clearly those people will be informed. That's what's going on. Not they didn't try to get one. It would be great if people didn't pretend they were migrants. Okay, that would be fucking fantastic. And the role playing, like maybe you should do what I did. That would be helpful. If you go to your DTA account and then see what your allotment is, call it. It will tell you when you call it. You punch in your Snap card number and stuff, or call your credit card or your debit card and see what your balance is. That's helpful. Things like that when people are getting depersonalized. Nope. You have to click on the view details of mine if you know how to get into it. You work for Snap. Okay. You have to go, you click on view details. It's not loading. When you look at the thing, it says next thing is April 8th. It's not. It says it was shut off on February 1st for a recertification. That is why it seems strange, no? Just like the fucking cash. That's why I'm waiting for these things to die. That to me indicates they weren't supposed to shut it off and or they're trying to make it seem like it's not off, like I'm crazy. Really? Because it says you shut it off on February 1st. It also would have all my transactions, right? So you go, when was February and March loaded? On our transactions, where's February and March's Snap food? Deranged fucking wackos. I deleted the voicemail about they never sent a notice here. No, they never sent anything by mail. Okay, they left some voicemail. I think it was like after. When did they even send that? Wasn't it like March 1st? It wasn't even February 1st. But anyways, I deleted it. So I called them on Saturday and I called them on Monday. So I am done calling them. Yes. Whatever the fuck that word means. Uh, yeah, I mean, this is the worst they've ever been. So just waiting for them to finally fucking die. It goes along with refusing to give out housing because it's a way to trap people in people's houses when you have to use nothing but a food pantry. Get it? Okay. That's why they're all getting cancer and dying. That's why they don't want people to be able to buy a tent. So God has to kill them. So what God is doing is God is forcing your military to nuke everybody because you can't outthink Almighty God. I explained it in 2011 in February, not November. February of 2011 is just fully convinced that I'm supposed to get on a fucking bus and leave my car at a thing and just come up here. Okay. And then after I was here, I went, what the fuck just happened to me? So that's why I began attempting to go back. And he's telling me I can't go back. So thus for showing his fucking danger level. Get it? Okay. All right. Like not I decided in April to return to Florida. So when you realize a person is that fucking insane and they've literally kidnapped your 6 minors and they're threatening your lives, you might, I guess, seem a little bit weird to others when you're an adult fucking woman and God is helping you hostage negotiate with him so he doesn't fucking murder your children. Not it was other people's job to then ask him to send them fucking money, thus for putting my children's lives in even more fucking danger. Running around, I'm mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So, anyways, he's made them fully convinced to be doing all of this. So, it definitely ensures that complete and total extinction. And some of them are weird. How come I can still type in here? Okay, right. How can you still type in here? Because you're not random people on the internet. So you can still type in there. How come people still can't tell me about Brian Buchanan? Or I don't have any thoughts about a bridge in Baltimore. I have no thoughts about that whatsoever. How come you still can't tell me about Brian Buchanan or 6 kidnapped minors in Florida? Other than I'm in a psychosis and Al says the kids are safe. And that seemed to make sense to type. I obviously saw the news story and it has no meaning to me. I have no, that to me is, I don't know what that is. If it's supposed to be a topic or something, I have no thoughts about a bridge in Baltimore. So I would assume that's some sort of a topic for the other species to somewhat be distracted about instead of talking about massive amounts of radium being poured out that you can physically taste in your mouth and have to spit for the past 2 days, at least. Because I took Saturday off. I didn't even leave the house on Saturday. So Sunday and Monday, just like really bad radium and radon being poured out all over everybody. So I don't really have much of an interest about bridges in Baltimore. I'm in Massachusetts. I'm not in Maryland. So I guess because I'm not saying that person, but other people don't want to talk about dinosaurs, evolution. Like they don't want to talk about their reality at all. And it is what it is. I'm not going to tell them what to talk about. I talk about what I want to talk about. So if they can't even see me on a live stream, then how would they even know that? So yeah, I mean, it would be pretty sad if we get to the point where a topic of discussion is different shades of shit because people with thinking minds are going to continue to be held hostage and have their communication shut off, and other people are going to make a topic like they're on The View. That would be very, very sad, but it could get that bad. I'm not in a competition with the beast that was given breath. I'm not in competition with the television. So that sort of, to me, is all nonsense from what I can tell. A complete refusal to talk about the effects of being exposed to radioactive material. So obviously, a bridge collapsing has nothing to do with the effects of being exposed to radioactive material and what's going on around people and not having any medical and probably eventually what to do about getting these people to stop shutting off SNAP food cards and a sane person to allot housing as these people die off in Quincy and Boston and Plymouth. Because if we're getting that much radium here, it's 10 times at least worse out there. It's way, way worse on the coast. When I told you I came back from a parade in Plymouth with that flu bug, they told you that a bunch of dogs were sick because there was people out there with dogs because they're using dogs as testers. So when I went out to Quincy on June 28th of last year, I immediately began to have an irritation and coughing. So, to me, that's a topic, right? Not a panic, just so those people aren't any closer to death yet. What's the temperature now? We might be past the rain. Yeah. 37. Still pretty cold. The warmest it's gonna be is 39. So I guess by noontime the rain risk is supposed to be way down. So I don't think I want to wait that long. I like to get it over with and done and then have my cool down and stuff. And I already have pistachios shelled. Oh yeah, I do that. think this though. I think beings that are being forced to self-terminate and ensure that they don't have a womb to rebirth into. Sometimes the thoughts are going to be things that to me, it's nothing but mental insanity. And like sometimes I don't want to talk about it because, in a sense, it's sort of cruel to do so. So I think that things like that, it's better off a discussion with the other species. It's not like the old days where stuff would be reported and it coincided with things that I was doing, or I felt that God was telling them precisely about me, because they were supposed to return me to my home and my children and give me a means to live, housing of my own, things like that. And it's just, um, right, like they have to self terminate and they're going to think what they think. And that's what God's doing. That's God's grace. So if I were to comment on some of these things, especially the past 5 years, it messes up the thing. And it's just, to me, it's just mental insanity. So I don't like to make people, quote unquote, feel bad that are actually doing me a favor by self terminating. Just a brain that's supposed to think all these thoughts and stuff, and it's just doesn't really amount to much. So it would be like asking the robin or the squirrel what they think. It's probably good that you can't do that. Sometimes things that seem like elaborate and complicated are really the simplest of thoughts. So it gives people something to do, I guess. People aren't allowed to engage in like war and stuff because it causes too much upheaval. So it's like a constant sort of, there's madness all around you. There's murderously insane animals attacking people all around you. But to maintain the calm, people are trying to have just a peace, you know? So it's because it makes it worse. I don't want all kinds of crazy shit going on myself. All right, it's just that's why I get angry. And it just seems like every time that it's part of like that mania too, which is like that panic, because that is kind of not anybody's problem. So there isn't like anything in action that's going to change what's going on. So people were told to do something they didn't do. So it's long since over now. And that's a lot of radium. So the handwriting is on the wall. In terms of, I don't know if they think that they're shutting off cars or something. Sometimes I think they just make up stuff to pacify the public so they don't flip out about the driving. When they don't walk anywhere, they have to drive. Right. So I do think it will come to, excuse me, like I said, um, even though a lot of those people, maybe they thought they were community members because they don't have a car, but they're riding buses and trains, they're taking up housing. Um, so they're taking everything free they can get and telling themselves they Exodus 20 when that can't possibly be true. So Some of these people probably still, on a different note, some of these people probably still think that people are going to be forced to move into their house or walk food to their house for them because they don't realize they're dying. But that's the beauty of the ionizing radiation, apparently. Like that woman said, she didn't even have a cough. She said she had back pain and she has stage 4 lung cancer. So that's the beauty of it. Yeah, like I don't know how that guy with the shopping cart knew he had cancer. But I was just pushing my cart. Now I'm gonna die. 10 o'clock. I guess I should probably think about going, even though I know I feel cold, but I'll warm up on my walk. Yesterday, I know, I remember now. Thank you, God. I was saying how it was better that it was cold. A prelude to this moment right now, I'm sure. Remember yesterday when you said it was better when it was cold? No more water till I get back. First thing, put that there. I'm not taking this phone with me. Maybe. Less than a week till Cab Week. Excuse me. Less than a week till Cab Week. What is it, 3? I said 3, right? One, two, three. And then it's only going to be twice a week after that. What's today? That's Tuesday. 1, 2, 3. A little bit more than 3 weeks till April 19th. So. Oh, the Passover begins just after that. Excellent. Earth Day. Remember those days? You're doing this because you're going to sequestration and you're going to do this. They all got to have their talk with God, as I got to do this now into 14 years. I mean, 8 billion people. I got to go like this for 8 billion people. Fuck. You can see now that you can't actually stay on planet Earth with me in this bodily form. Okay. I'm not having that experience. No, obviously not. It's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. Probably that's why the animals don't treat me like that. They're actually nicer to me. I never remembered animals being that friendly with me before. Maybe I wasn't around a lot of them or something. I know I noticed chipmunks when I went to Florida when I was like 16. the same thing they always do. They run across the thing, so you go, oh, you go, ah, oh my god. Maybe they made up that song, the Chipmunks. Ah, oh my god, was that a chipmunk? It never gets old. Ah, hey. Why would it ever get old? They're still cute. And they run so fast. Hey. It's one of their songs. Hey. Because we all, each of our voice probably sounds different too. Hey. Oh my god. Hey. Oh my god. If I can listen to that for an hour, just over and over again, clearly so can they. Hey. Oh my god. Hey, oh my god. Ah. Whoa. That's like the trap mix. Whoa. Just over there waiting with those eyes, you know, how they do it. There's one. There's a black guy right now. There's one. I'm mixing it. Whoa. Here we go. Hip hop. What is that noise? That can't possibly be the wind, right? Someone's doing some weird noise outside. Yeah, there's a truck or something outside because you're like, what the heck is that noise? There's no way that's the wind, but it sounds like wind. Someone has like a wind noise maker that's not wind. Ugh. You might want to try to take a walk today. Yeah, I noticed my knees are a little bit like that this morning. My ankle is fine. I got different sneakers on. There we go. That worked out now. Even my toes have been doing it. When I do my foot, it goes. I'll try to be out of here by 10:30. See what that. Oh, I need some of these. Put that in my pocket now. I'm not trying to go fast. Oh, I already have gloves though. I'm just about getting it done this week. I'm not trying to. I wasn't really actually trying to go fast last week, but it should be enjoyable. I don't want to start doing crazy stuff where I'm feel pressured and wearing myself out. This guy right here. should keep doing that because people don't want to walk to a centralized location with their trash. That was a bad idea too. So I should probably take my trash out today. So. I don't know if you guys are ready for that yet, but that would be kind of fun to me if um, we began discussing ways that you could have actually saved yourselves, but God wouldn't allow it because you won't free me. Um, so, and you clearly are pretty much done with your time on Earth. You're bored. Even though you don't recall cycling, it's clear that you guys are sort of like bored with life. That's why life in general is degraded for you folks over some time. So, um, yeah, like not to make you feel bad. It's just interesting to me ways that you did the wrong thing. Like just different. You went this way and I went that way. That's the difference between you and me in terms of kingdoms. So, like clearly, the squirrels that are here, they went the right way. Um, they've been here a long time. The weasels, I don't know. There was no way for those dinosaurs to keep living here. The Earth was completely different. So I don't even know if we can blame a weasel for making the wrong mistake, making the wrong thing. Um, I doubt that your species would ever agree to stay on Australia and control your breeding. Right? We went over all of that over 13 years here. Okay, so um, you're not going to be controlled. You've got to break out of whatever that project was in LA. You're going to walk into someone's property in Louisiana with all the power out and claim you're just walking through a neighborhood. Like you think it, you don't, someone doesn't have the right to tell you to stay off their fucking lawn. So, you're sure as fuck not going to stay in Australia. So, and then you don't have any ability to feed yourselves, obviously. You're completely reliant upon money in cars and trucks and slaves. So, the second that you think that's not true, all you have to do is spend a month doing exactly what I do. And then you will finally give up and go, I just can't. It's not even, you don't even have to say you can't do it, but that you don't want to. That's not a lifestyle you want. And that's just basic. I'd be like in the same clothes because that you won't even allow me to sew. I don't have a deer somewhere that like just right. I haven't seen a bear dead on the ground to take its fur or anything. It's just that's just basic. There might be a turkey up there that someone will help you knock down and water. and you can't even do it. So you refuse to do it. It's not a life you want. You're not going to eat peanuts every day. You're not going to boil pistachios because that's what's available. Um, you just you're going to say everything's not fair. Even right down to courting. You're going to interrupt me when I'm trying to court proper a man. I mean, that is beyond gross and crazy. To me, it's actually worse than the food. It really is. That is worse than the food right there. Because in a sick, murderously insane way, but it's probably related. Trying to starve a woman so she stops walking around and stops looking like that. Okay. Yeah, like you're literally trying to stop two people from screwing, right? It's like really sort of disgusting when it. That's why I was telling Brian about how whacked out it was. Just, um, this is fucking crazy. It's not your fault, but in a way, it's not your fault. It's not my fault, but this is fucking crazy right here. Clearly, God's gonna kill all these people. Uh, that with that whole entire 6 weeks, just why are you here? Like I've never experienced that before. It was fucking bizarre. Everywhere we went, and people wouldn't give us housing or a tent. Okay, that is fucking gross. So I don't know. Most people want to live on a fucking planet where that's going on in the state of Massachusetts. It's already going on. It's not a prophecy. That is fucking disgusting. So that goes on, and then when I take my walk to get food, hey, how you doing? You need to stay the fuck away from me. There's no fucking hey, how you doing? You're not even gonna get a fucking word out of me. It's just you need to stay the fuck away from me. I know what you are. Okay? After last summer, I thought it was bad already, but after last summer, just anybody that thought, I mean, if you thought in your mind that it was weird that I won't talk to fucking random dudes on a sidewalk, you got some serious fucking problems. Serious fucking problems, man. These fucking things right now are telling me that I can't have a fucking SNAP food card, but I'm supposed to say hello to a fucking dude on a sidewalk I don't even fucking know. Remember that fucking dude at the food pantry? Just the second that you think something is weird, maybe you should find out what the fuck is going on in my life. I just wanted to know the time, dude. We know what the fuck you're doing. That's why we're all ignoring you. Not you care about the fucking time. That isn't what he was doing. I swear to God, he came right up and walked the fuck right in front of me. Just, you need to stay the fuck away from me. You're a deranged animal. That's why you can't even be, you have to just ignore them. You don't have to be mean, especially where you get your food, but just even that nice and the person was that fucked up. You just go, at what time is your appointment? What was it, 10:15? 10:15. Oh, there's two 10:15s? How many have 10:15s? Stop fucking talking to me. That's how many have two 10-15s. That's it for a fucking conversation. Like, obviously, you have a right to ask me what time my appointment is in case yours is before me. I agree with that. But nothing beyond that. This is where I get my food. You're not going to cause me to flip out like at a fucking train. Not I have a fucking conversation with fucking disgusting neutered meals. Some of these people are wildly fucking insane, by the way. Just like I told you, attacking me and Brian and making it seem like they're friends of his. And then as soon as Brian's gone, they were all trying to fuck me. They weren't just talking to me. One of them literally tried to get me to go to his apartment, and he was obviously hitting on me. Oh, I saw you. All of a sudden, the complete way he was talking was different. Oh, I saw you at the concert in that dress looking good and stuff. And you're like, you never talked like that in front of my fucking boyfriend, you pile of fucking shit. Oh, yeah, you people are fucking gross. You would hang out with someone, and then the second he turns his back, you're trying to fuck his girlfriend? Fucking nasty animals. I told you, the only person that wasn't like completely fucked up like that is Jeremy. I don't know how well Brian knows Jeremy, but he wasn't hanging around with us. Oh yeah, just know that about your fucking friends, Brian, wherever the fuck you are. You don't have a fucking friend. Oh, he's gonna lose all his friends because of her. Fucking monkeys. Sick tired of listening to it. Tired of listening to monkey jargon. All due respects to the commenter. I don't even mean the person is doing this. Just after you experience thoughts on fingers up the ass, you just go, I'm not talking to you guys anymore. That's why I told Paul with the DOG, we're done. You're too mentally ill now. Yeah, just too mentally ill now. I think it gets to the point where they don't actually realize what they're saying. Like they're just completely demented. Like they're 95 in a nursing home. I just, unfortunately, I don't feel comfortable wearing those leggings with nothing over them. But some seriously toned legs. I don't want to be cold either. That's one of my big motivating things. But God does things for a reason, which means there might have been some fucking wacko on the route today. Yeah, it gets a little bit scary, but just remember that these people are receiving like massive doses of REMs, as they call it, so they're not going to be around much longer. Right? It's just sort of like glimpses into how spooky it would be if people weren't getting cancer and dying. Um, it's like a planet of fucking Ted Bundys. It's exactly what it is because their brains are dying and they're primates. So it basically it seems like their entire life is a sex offender trying to fucking corner you, and like you're dependent on them for some sort of quote unquote help for no fucking reason, right? Like even refusing to renew a fucking snap card, and then I'm walking around and people have to offer me fucking help. Don't bother offering me fucking help because you're not gonna like what you hear in return. Yeah, I don't need any fucking help. Someone wants to give me a fucking stroller or a shopping cart, sure, but I don't need anyone's fucking help. Not part of your fucking community. I'm not a monkey. I'm a human being, and you people are fucking criminally deranged. So I'd really appreciate it if you left me the fuck alone. Yeah, I uh, I get out of bed just fine. I change my fucking clothes. I bathe. I feed myself. But these things are just monstrously fucking insane, man. You just go, you are so fucking insane and sick. That shit that they did in 2021 and shit, you just go, what the fuck are you people on? God is gonna fucking kill you. Too sweet. Like trying to put a fucking woman in a rape tunnel continuously for fucking 14 years. That's why God is killing you all. I don't care how paranoid and fucking crazy you think that sounds. It's clearly the truth. Met a lot of sex offenders at a fucking shelter for sex offenders. They all do the same fucking shit. And then they all act like you're fucking crazy because you call them out about what the fuck they're doing. It's typical sex offender fucking speech. This one.